Okay, so we're diving into longevity today.
Hmm.
And what can actually give us a clue about living a longer, healthier life, especially after 70?
Uh-huh.
We're looking at a YouTube video. It's from Elderly Insights.
Right?
And they break down 8 signs that, get this, are backed by science.
Yeah.
The best part is a lot of these we can actually do something about, take charge and maybe even change.
Well, absolutely.
It's like, have you ever felt like your body's trying to tell you something?
Hmm.
Well, maybe it's hinting at how long you'll live past 70.
Wild. Right.
It's fascinating, because we're not just talking about adding years, but how good those years are.
Exactly. Quality over quantity.
Quality of life, exactly. And what's cool about these signs, they're not just like fun facts.
Right.
They're actually things we can use, like actionable steps to make those later years really vibrant.
Love that. Okay, first up is something we all do, walking.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen those older folks, right?
Uh-huh.
Power walking, like they're training for like the Senior Olympics or something.
Right.
Right.
But the video, it points out that how fast you walk, it's actually a big predictor of how long you'll live.
It is, yeah.
They give this example of two 75-year-olds, Joe and Frank. Joe, he's walking briskly.
Okay.
Frank's kind of slowed down.
And it's not just about like being fit,
Oh, really?
Studies are showing that how fast and steady someone walks.
Yeah.
It's linked to how well their brain's working.
Wow.
So like a slower pace, it could be, like a little early warning about maybe some cognitive decline later on.
Mm.
So Joe, walking all briskly, might mean he's less likely to have those kind of issues down the road.
That's way deeper than I thought. I was just picturing like heart health, staying active.
Right.
Makes you think twice about those slow strolls in the park.
It does. And if we like zoom out and see the big picture of
Yeah.
walking speed, it actually shows how healthy a bunch of your systems are, like your heart and blood vessels, your muscles and bones, and even your nervous system, which is like the control center.
So it's like a full body checkup just by how fast you walk.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, I'm channeling my inner Joe next time I'm out and about.
Good.
But speaking of strength, another surprising sign they talk about is grip strength. Gotta admit,
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of struggles opening jars,
Oh, yeah. We all have. It's something we just like expect to work.
Right.
But it can actually tell us a lot about how healthy we are overall.
Really?
Think about what it takes to have a good, strong grip. You need strong muscles in your hands and forearms, good blood flow to get oxygen and stuff to those muscles, and your nervous system has to be working right to send all the signals.
So if you're wrestling with that pickle jar, it might be more than just a, senior moment.
Could be, yeah. A weak grip can be an early sign of losing muscle, which doctors call sarcopenia. And it happens more as we age.
Okay.
And it's not just jars, right? It's being able to do everyday stuff on your own, staying independent.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So how do we keep our grip strong? I mean, besides buying jars that are already open.
Right. There are some super easy and helpful exercises you can do like every day. The video suggests squeezing a tennis ball,
Okay.
lifting some light weights, or even those resistance bands.
Oh, so those hand grip strengtheners they sell at the sporting goods store, those actually work.
They do, and it's not just for your grip.
Oh,
It can help make your bones stronger, which is super important to avoid breaks.
yeah, for sure.
And it can even boost your metabolism, which is how your body uses energy.
Nice. All right. Tennis ball squeezes, light weights. Got it. Now, this next sign is a little bit of a balancing act, literally.
Oh, yeah.
The video says, try standing on one leg for at least 10 seconds. Think you can do it? I'm honestly a little scared to try.
It seems simple, right?
Mm.
But it actually shows how a bunch of systems in your body are working together, like your muscles, how flexible you are, your inner ear, which helps you balance, and, of course, your nervous system, making sure it all runs smoothly.
Okay, I tried it and I stayed up for about 7 seconds. Not quite the Olympian I thought I was.
But you tried, that's what matters. The point is, as we get older, having good balance, it's really important to avoid falls,
Yeah.
which can have a big impact on, your health and being able to do things on your own.
They did mention in the video, falls are a big reason for injuries in older folks.
Right.
And even, sometimes worse.
Yeah, and it's not just the physical stuff. Falling can make you afraid to move around,
Right.
which can then make you isolated from people and affect your overall well-being.
It's all connected, huh?
It really is.
Okay, so besides practicing my one-legged stance while brushing my teeth, what else can we do to, stay upright?
Well, things like yoga and Tai Chi are fantastic for balance and coordination. Even just walking heel toe or sidestepping can help.
Simple but effective.
And just like brushing your teeth, it's got to be regular. Doing it once a month won't cut it.
Makes sense. Consistency is key.
Okay.
All right, adding balance exercises to my list. Okay, let's talk about something we all know is important, but maybe don't always prioritize. Sleep.
Ah, sleep. Yes.
I'm a night owl, always have been.
Okay.
But this video, it really makes you realize how crucial sleep is for living a long life. They introduce Henry and Bill, both 75.
Okay.
Henry gets a solid 7 hours every night.
Good for Henry.
Bill, he struggles to get a good night's rest.
Yeah, and this is where the science gets really cool. Sleep, it's not just about feeling rested.
Oh, there's more to it.
It's giving your body time to repair and, recharge. Your cells renew themselves, your muscles rebuild, and your brain gets rid of waste products. Think of your body like a car. Sleep is like taking it in for maintenance.
So it's more than just avoiding those dark circles under your eyes, not getting enough sleep, like chronically.
Yeah.
It actually causes damage.
It does, yeah. The video talks about how it can weaken your immune system, so you're more likely to get sick. And it can even speed up cognitive decline, making dementia more likely.
That's serious stuff. I'm feeling a little bad about all those late nights now. So how do we improve our sleep? Because I know I should get more, but sometimes it feels impossible.
First, it helps to understand your body's natural sleep-wake cycle.
Right.
What doctors call your circadian rhythm. Light and darkness affect it, which is why getting sunlight during the day and less artificial light at night is so important.
So that whole no screens before bed thing, is that actually legit?
It is. The blue light from screens can mess with your rhythm and make it harder to fall asleep. The video also says to try keeping a regular sleep schedule,
Right.
even on weekends, to help your body get in a good rhythm.
That's tough, but I know it makes a difference. What about things like, making a bedtime routine? Does that actually help?
It totally does. Think of it as telling your body it's time to wind down.
Okay.
A warm bath, reading a book, listening to calming music, all those can help get you ready for sleep.
Okay, so it's like creating a little sleep sanctuary.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm liking this. Speaking of taking care of our bodies, the next sign is all about appetite and how we eat. I have a feeling this is going to be more than just eat your veggies.
You got it. It's really about understanding how your appetite shows your overall health and how being mindful about food choices can help you live longer. The video compares Margaret, who enjoys her meals and stays at a healthy weight,
Okay.
to Susan, who doesn't have much of an appetite, eats a lot of processed snacks,
Right.
and is losing muscle.
I'm seeing a pattern here. It seems like having a healthy appetite, that's a good sign your body's working the way it should.
Exactly. It means your digestion is good, you're absorbing nutrients well,
Yeah.
and your metabolism is running smoothly. Basically, your body's getting what it needs from food to keep everything going.
So if someone's not eating much or just eating junk food all the time,
Yeah.
is it just that they're missing out on good stuff, or is there something more going on?
It's definitely more than that. Not getting enough good nutrition over time, it can cause a whole bunch of problems like muscle loss, a weaker immune system, wounds taking longer to heal, and even your brain not working as well.
So it's not just about feeling hungry or not, it's about giving your body the tools it needs to really thrive.
Exactly. And as we get older, what we need from food changes too. It becomes even more important to eat nutrient-rich foods, the kind that give our bodies the energy and building blocks they need.
Okay, so what should we focus on eating for a long, healthy life?
They really stress balanced meals with good protein, healthy fats, and those complex carbs. And staying hydrated, especially as we get older,
Okay,
because sometimes we don't feel thirsty as much.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So ditch the sugary drinks, fill up on water. Got it.
Yeah.
But let's be real, life isn't always about kale smoothies and perfect meals. What about those times you just want some comfort food or a treat?
Oh, absolutely. It's all about finding that balance. Make healthy choices most of the time, but don't deprive yourself. A little indulgence now and then can actually help you have a healthier relationship with food.
Love that. All right, let's talk stress now. I mean, who hasn't felt completely overwhelmed at some point, right?
Oh, for sure.
But this video, it really hits home how chronic stress affects our health and how long we live.
It does.
They introduce John, who handles stress well, and then there's Richard, who's always on edge.
It's interesting because it's not about getting rid of stress completely, which is impossible.
Right.
It's about how our bodies react to it. When we're stressed all the time, it triggers all these changes inside.
Hmm.
Like your cortisol levels go up, your blood pressure increases, even your brain chemistry changes.
So that feeling of being stressed out, it's actually doing damage on a, like, cellular level.
Exactly. And over time, all that stress takes its toll. Your heart, your immune system, your brain, they all suffer.
I've heard stress is like rust. It slowly eats away at you from the inside.
That's a great way to put it. And it's not just about feeling frazzled, it increases your risk for serious things like heart disease, stroke, depression, even Alzheimer's.
Okay, so stress management is more than just lighting a scented candle and taking a bath. It's about protecting our health long term.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we actually manage stress effectively? Because let's be honest, life throws curveballs. We can't avoid it all.
You're absolutely right. It's about building up that resilience and finding ways to cope. The video talks about finding activities that help you de-stress and unwind. It could be anything from exercise to meditation, spending time in nature, listening to music, whatever works for you.
So finding those stress busters, the things that really work for you individually, that's key. It's not one size fits all.
Exactly. And even little things can make a difference. Taking a few minutes to just breathe deeply, listening to a calming song, even stepping outside for some fresh air can help shift your mindset and lower stress levels.
I love that reminder. It doesn't have to be this huge, elaborate thing. Okay, now, this next sign surprised me. Social connections.
Mhm.
We know having friends and family is important, but the video highlights how those connections actually affect how long we live.
Right.
They say strong social ties can actually extend our lives.
And this goes beyond just feeling happy and supported, right?
Oh, really?
Research shows folks with strong social connections tend to have lower blood pressure, stronger immune systems, and even bounce back from illness faster.
Wow.
But when people are isolated, it's linked to higher risks of heart disease, stroke, depression, even dementia.
So it's not just about having someone to watch movies with on a Friday night.
Hmm.
Being lonely is actually a health hazard.
It really is, and it's becoming more common, especially as people age and go through changes like retirement or losing loved ones.
That's sad, but true.
Right.
So what can we do to, nurture those connections and combat loneliness, especially as we get older?
The video encourages us to be proactive about building and keeping relationships. It could be as simple as calling a friend, joining a club, volunteering, even striking up a conversation with someone new at the coffee shop.
I love that. It's those everyday interactions. They can really make a difference.
Exactly. And even introverts need connection. It's about finding the kind of interactions that energize you.
Okay, on to our last longevity sign. And this one really hit home for me.
Hmm.
A sense of purpose. We all want our lives to have meaning, right?
Absolutely.
But the video says that having a reason to get out of bed in the morning actually has real, measurable benefits for our health and lifespan.
Yeah, and it connects to what we were talking about earlier with stress and social connections. Having a purpose helps you deal with stress, it motivates you to take care of yourself, and it gives you a sense of belonging.
So it's not just about feeling good. Having a purpose makes you more resilient and healthier.
Exactly. And that purpose, it can come from anything that makes your life meaningful, your work, your hobbies, your relationships, even a cause you believe in.
This has been so eye-opening already. I'm ready to make some changes. But before I get ahead of myself,
Right.
let's take a moment to think about what we've learned and talk about what we can all do to increase our chances of living a longer, healthier life.
Sounds good to me. We'll be right back after this.
We're back, and I feel like I just got a masterclass in longevity. It's amazing how much power we have over how well we age.
That's what's so cool about it. It's not just about fate or genes. It's about making smart choices, choices that can really affect how long we stay healthy.
Right. I'm not just running out to buy all the tennis balls just yet, though.
Right.
Let's recap. We talked about 8 signs, but what's the big takeaway here?
I think the main thing is longevity. It's like a whole picture.
Okay.
It's not about getting fixated on just one thing. It's how all these pieces fit together. How we move, what we eat, how we deal with stress, how connected we are to others, even how we find meaning in our lives.
It's like a recipe, but instead of flour and sugar, we're working with walking speed and social connections. And even just tweaking those ingredients a bit can make a huge difference, right?
For sure. You don't have to transform overnight.
Right.
It's about figuring out what you can improve and making those changes gradually so you can stick with them.
So maybe someone's listening, they have trouble sleeping. They could start by setting a regular bedtime, no phone before bed. Or if someone's feeling lonely, join a book club, do some volunteer work.
Exactly. And the cool thing is these changes, they can snowball.
Oh, really?
Getting more sleep can help you manage stress better,
Right.
which can then make it easier to, get out there and be more social. It's all connected.
I love that. So instead of feeling like you have to change everything,
Yeah.
just focus on one or two things and let those good changes spread to other parts of your life.
Yeah.
That feels way more doable.
Way less overwhelming, right?
So much.
Yeah.
And it reminds us to be patient with ourselves, be kind to ourselves through the process. There'll be slip-ups, but it's about progress, not being perfect.
Couldn't agree more.
This whole conversation, it's made me realize getting older, it doesn't have to be something we dread. It's just a natural part of life. And it can be a time to keep growing, exploring, even reinventing ourselves.
Absolutely. And the research is showing more and more that we have way more control over how we age than we used to think. It's about embracing this stage of life and making the most of it.
But isn't some stress good for us? I mean, doesn't it kind of push us to do better, to make changes?
That's a great question. And you're right, not all stress is bad.
Okay.
Actually, that short-term stress, it can be helpful. It gives you that motivation and focus you need to tackle challenges and grow.
Okay.
It's that chronic, never-ending stress that's the problem, the kind that just hangs around and wears you down.
So it's like the difference between a quick sprint and running a marathon with no training.
Exactly. It's all about balance between pushing yourself and giving yourself time to recover.
This deep dive has really changed how I think about aging. What about you? What really stood out to you from the video?
That last part about having a sense of purpose really resonated with me.
Yeah.
It's not just about adding years to our lives, it's about adding life to our years.
That's so well said.
Finding that spark, that thing that makes you excited to get out of bed each morning.
That hit me hard too. And it made me wonder, how do we find that sense of purpose, especially as we get older and things change?
Uh-huh.
Like maybe you're retired, the kids are gone, and those old routines don't fit anymore.
Right, and that's where it gets interesting because it's a chance to explore new passions, reconnect with old ones, or even discover talents we never knew we had.
So it's not about having this huge life-changing mission. It's about what lights you up personally, no matter what it is.
Absolutely, and a big part of it is being open to new things.
Right.
Stepping outside your comfort zone, trying things that might feel a little scary or unfamiliar at first.
I'm ready to embrace the adventure.
Yeah.
But before we all go sign up for skydiving lessons, let's take another quick break and come back to explore this purpose thing a bit deeper.
Sounds good.
We want to hear your thoughts too, so leave a comment below. Okay, so we're back and ready to really unpack this whole purpose thing. We've talked about all these amazing ways to, boost our chances of a longer life. But it feels like finding that sense of meaning, that's the real key, right?
Yeah, it really ties everything together. The Elderly Insights video, they really emphasize that purpose. It's not some big, complicated idea. It's about, what gets you going, what makes you excited to start each day.
But how do we even figure that out, especially as we get older and life changes? Maybe you're retired, the kids have moved out, and suddenly those old routines, they just don't fit anymore.
That's where the fun part starts, right? Exploring. The
Yeah.
video, it encourages us to think back. What did we love as kids? Hobbies we maybe gave up on, skills we always wished we had. It's about finding that inner spark again.
I love that. It's like giving ourselves permission to be a little bit playful again. Maybe it's pulling out that old guitar, taking a pottery class, finally writing that book that's been in the back of your mind forever.
Exactly. It's about rediscovering those things that bring you joy, those creative outlets that maybe got pushed aside by, everyday life. And it doesn't have to be just about you. It can also come from doing something that helps others, something bigger than yourself.
You mean like volunteering, being a mentor, getting involved in causes you care about?
Exactly. There's more and more research showing that helping others, it doesn't just benefit them.
Right.
It's good for us too.
Mm.
It can lift your mood, reduce stress, even improve your physical health.
So it's a win-win. You find that sense of purpose and make a difference in the world. But I think some people get intimidated, by this whole find your one true purpose thing. Like
Yeah.
it has to be this huge world-changing mission.
Yeah, I think it's important to remember purpose can change over time. What gave you meaning at 20 might be totally different at 50 or 70. And it doesn't have to be just one thing. It can be a mix of different passions, different ways you contribute.
So it's not about finding the purpose, but about living a life that feels purposeful.
Exactly. And it's about being open to, the journey, letting ourselves try new things and letting go of things that aren't working anymore. It's about embracing life, being curious, having that sense of wonder.
This whole deep dive, it's been a great reminder that getting older doesn't have to be about decline. It can be about continuing to grow, to explore, to contribute in meaningful ways.
Yeah.
And we have more control over that than we think.
I totally agree. It's about making choices that support our, physical, mental, and emotional well-being,
Mm.
staying connected to others, never stop learning, and find those things that really light you up.
So to everyone out there, what's one step you can take today to cultivate a stronger sense of purpose? What makes you feel alive, engaged, excited to face each day? Let us know in the comments.
And remember, this is just the beginning. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing this adventure we call life, no matter how old you are.
That's it for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and keep on exploring.